Hi, I'm Dr. Simmons, the Executive Director of Raising Our Kids Incorporated. Listen, oh my goodness, home is the new school. Would you ever believe that? Home is the new school. This is our reality at the moment. If you're watching this video from years on, this is a pandemic we're going through at this moment, COVID-19, which all the schools all across the United States is closed for the rest of the school year, probably, most likely. And the parents, caregivers have to now become the head educator. In my previous video, which was my first one, we talked about how parents and caregivers can support their child right now during the COVID-19. It just hit us in the face. We didn't know what to do, how to get our kids started. The number one thing was to get our kids on a schedule. So I hope that we are doing that. I hope we're sticking to it. Look at my first video, just a refresher. If you have multiple kids, I gave examples of how we can keep our kids consistently on a schedule. That is major. So after we get our kids on a schedule, my second video was about don't give in and let them win. Yes, sticking to that schedule and looking at the resources that we have been given so that we can give our kids the amount of time for each subject, each day. This is not an extended spring break or early summer break. This is not. So therefore, we need to really step it up and not give them a page a day or an assignment a day for each subject. Even if the districts and schools are doing it, I suggest for you parents to extend that. 90 minutes for literacy, 60 minutes for math, 30 or 60 minutes for social studies and science. And I gave some websites, not to say I was endorsing them, but just to get you started. Now, keep that overarching goal in mind. Always, whenever we do things with our kids, we keep that goal in mind. We want them to become independent, financially self-sustaining, and positive contributors to society. That's what we want our kids to do. So therefore, when we always keep that overarching goal in mind, everything else makes sense. They're going to whine, they're going to complain, they're going to try to get out of work. We were kids before. We know how that works. Don't let them win. Don't give in. So today we're going to go over home is the new school. Home is the new school. So the resources. Again, I'm from Ohio, and the Ohio Department of Education did an excellent job at giving some resources for educators and for parents and caregivers. If you go on the Ohio Department of Education website, you're going to click on the COVID-19 link, and then it tells you if you're an educator or a parent or a caregiver. You can click on the parent and caregiver. It breaks it down by subjects. You know, if you want to go to reading, you can click on reading, and they give you so many websites and resources. And they do an excellent job by kind of giving you a briefing with the website, you know, a summary of the website. Excellent. But it can be overwhelming. They have every subject under the sun. So if you have a kindergarten through a 12th grader or whatever, they have something for you. Special ed, everything, they have resources. What I do want to warn parents is not to feel overwhelmed. Not to feel so overwhelmed because you can't use a different website for everything. That would just be too much. I've been in this game for 21 years, and I have a spreadsheet with all of my username and passwords to various websites. Because every time you go to a website, you have to you give them your information, your email, then you're going to have all those notifications and everything. And then you're going to have to keep up with your usernames and passwords. So I just want you all to be very careful when you go through those resources, how many to pick. It just looked like a kid in a candy store. You just want to pick all of them, but don't. Just be very decisive, and every website has their own navigation, and you have to learn all those particular parts. It can just be overwhelming. So I'm just, as a code of caution, just go on it and see what it offers, because if your school or your teacher is not offering certain websites for your child to go under, then that's the go-to place. That is the go-to place. But my first suggestion is to ask that teacher or the district, or even your child. Your child should know while they were in school what websites did they go under. They know their usernames and passwords. As a kindergarten, first grader, all the way up, they have been used to going on certain things, going to their website immediately, know how to log on, and I would suggest, first of all, to use those. Now, if you need to supplement with social studies, science, or whatever because they didn't have any, then go to your Department of Education website and they should have some resources. So, don't forget, 90 minutes for literacy, 60 minutes for math, 30, 60 minutes for social studies and science and everything. And put that alarm clock on your phone so you can make sure they're doing that. Now, I'm going to also talk to you about phone apps. I was talking to an educator, and she was telling me she was very mindful of the websites that she gives to her kids, her parents, because she is very mindful of the storage that phone apps take. Now, that is so nice and so considerate of her. And I know that some of us have limited storage spaces on our phone. And even if our kids have cell phones, they have limited storage space. I understand that. And I also know that they have all this other frivolous apps on their phone that if it has to be a give and take, education is your number one. But I know that during this COVID-19, I don't know about you or what state you're in. Our governor has a press conference every single day from Monday through Friday at a certain given time. And things are changing by the day. You know, the utility companies are being very loose with when you pay your bill and things of that nature. The governor has made provisions for people that have to pay rent or even pay a mortgage company and things. There's a lot of things being changed. There's a lot of things being changed. And a lot of these educational websites are even waiving their educational fees and subscriptions because of this. I wonder if all of us get in contact with our governor, maybe they can do something about our cell phone storage. You know, if it's education related, maybe they can have the companies give us more storage. I don't know. Worth a try. So let's try to contact our officials to see if that can happen. Hey, what else can I say? What else? So I'm going to keep this real brief and short because I do want you all to just take a bit, go over this video, making sure that your kids sticking to the schedule. They're getting all those minutes that they need to get on each subject, and you're utilizing all the resources. So next video, we're going to talk about the social emotional learning. We cannot forget that. I know I stressed the subjects, but social emotional learning is important. Our kids are going through this just like we are, and we can't ignore that. And our kids have questions, our kids have concerns, and we do have to keep them at ease. And there's ways to do it. Plus, our kids, when they were in school, some of our kids had some social emotional issues, or, you know, getting along with others or getting bullied or things of that nature. So we're going to have to discuss, and what can we do during this time of distancing, because now they're not really having that face-to-face contact with their friends and things of that nature. So next video, social emotional learning, and we're going to discuss their their learning styles. Just because you may think that your child, because your child is interested in basketball, that they're kinesthetic. That means they like to move a lot. But have you ever thought about most of the best basketball coaches, football coaches, whatever, we're not the best players? Maybe they were more mathematical, logical learners or spatial learners. They knew how to put all the things together in everything. So you may think that you know your child's learning style, but you'll be surprised. And this is good information to know when this is all over and done with, so we can really get our kids to go to the goals that they want to go to and become where they want to become, and overarching goals: independent, financially self-sustaining, and positive contributors to society. Thank you so much, and see you then.